My name's Zach Rushing. I'm a Sergeant First Class in the United States Army. I'm stationed here at Ranger School, 6th Ranger Training Battalion. I'm a cadre member. Been stationed here for about 2 years, been in the military 19 years, and I'm gonna retire here locally in a year. Kind of my story of this and how it works. I've been deployed multiple times throughout my career. During deployment, been distinguished with valor. My 2 highest awards are 2 Bronze Stars. I got hurt about 12 years ago. We're in a Black Hawk and we were doing a training raid, and we were in the very first helicopter doing the very first lift, and we had a wet rope, and there was many of us that came down, got all broken up. I was in cast for about 6 to 8 weeks. Went through physical therapy and got back into it, started running, and I kept having ankle pain, both sides. My right ankle worse than my left ankle. And I kept complaining about it, and I was told my ligaments, needed some time to tighten up. And I was told some other things too, and I kept having these sharp pains in my ankle, and so I kind of figured out how to get around it. I would sit down when I felt that sharp pain and have somebody pull on my ankle, or I'd have my wife do it when I was at home. And for 12 years, that's kind of how I managed. About a year and a half ago is when kind of my lifestyle changed. I wasn't able to run anymore. Started drinking heavy, started drinking every night. I drank to go to sleep, and I drank a lot so I wouldn't wake up at night. Both at work and my personal life suffered. So this January, kind of everything changed. When I was on leave, my ankle popped out and I couldn't get it back in. And I was still able to walk, but I just wasn't able to control it. And I wasn't able to sleep at night. And so I went to a provider and started the process, did MRIs, x-rays, and kind of got told, everything's all right and there's nothing we can do. It was pretty serious, and so I demanded to get treated, and I just wouldn't leave. So they ended up giving me a shot, and it was so bad, it felt like my Achilles was tearing out of my leg. It was so bad, and I couldn't walk the next day. So the day after that, I walked into Erik Nilsson's office to see if they took TRICARE, because I wanted to get a second opinion. And when I did, it was kind of emotional. There was a huge story getting up to this point, and I teared up trying to tell my story. I was so dang frustrated, and I was truly at the end of my wits with my ankle. So what I liked about Dr. Nilssen is a few things. I had heard of him in the military. There's other people that had talked about him and said how good he was. He's got a outstanding reputation. You can't go anywhere locally and talk about going to get surgery on your ankle without somebody bringing up his name. The staff at the office is amazing. I actually enjoy going to his office. From the woman up front at the counter, she still remembers me from the first day I was in there, and there were tears in my eyes trying to tell the story. Once I got casted and I had to go back and continue to check up, it was amazing. The dude doing casting, great dude. And we used to talk about Lost and Games of Thrones, and he's really able to bond with the patients, and it makes the whole experience pretty good. His approach towards my condition, he was just really blunt with me. He told me exactly what was wrong with me, exactly what I needed to do, and what he was gonna do for me. I really see eye to eye with him. And we shook hands, we hugged the first time. I would have went downstairs and got surgery that day if he would have took me. Yeah, they put me in for surgery almost immediately. I was in there within 10 days. And I enjoyed the whole process. The procedure I ended up having was a subtalar fusion. So they put a bolt in my ankle bones, cut out all the cartilage, and now it's just one big bone. I'm still recovering. I feel absolutely amazing. Over the last few months, even when I was in a cast, I started getting back in the gym, lifting, doing what I could and doing what I was supposed to. I haven't started running yet, but I'm going to physical therapy, and I'm with some great physical therapists, and I'm getting there. and I can almost walk without a limp, and I'm excited to run someday again. He's pretty epic at what he does, and every one of my follow-ups was almost timed with a stage that was taking me to the next. And so when I came out of a cast, the follow-up was right then, and he was there to give me some advice and tell me what I could do and couldn't do. How did the procedure make me feel? Sounds weird just saying it, but it saved my life, and it sounds really weird saying that. I was in a very bad way, very bad lifestyle, and my whole purpose in life in the military is taking young men and women and training them for combat. And to do that, you have to be very physically fit, and you have to lead them by example. And it's a life-changing event when you're not able to do it yourself. If I was fixed sooner in my career, I think my path would have been different. I would have competed for promotion, and I probably would have stayed in another 10 or 15 years, or until the Army kicked me out. And I wish I had met Erik Nilssen sooner. I would absolutely recommend him to anybody. I do. In his office, when I sit there, I talk to other people and tell them that he is a rock star. I really appreciate what he did for me.